All right. For the skin tone, we're going to start with cadmium red light, yellow ochre, and white. And I have here cobalt blue. So I can use also, if I need to darken a bit, we can use burnt umber. But this cobalt blue is a good idea to darken or to tone down the combination of cadmium red light, because cadmium red light is really strong, and yellow ochre. This, if we do not want to use burnt sienna. Burnt sienna, the burnt sienna I like to use is Winsor & Newton burnt sienna, because it's transparent and it has a bit of orange in it, which helps for skin tone. But if we don't have burnt sienna, this combination is good as well. Let's kind of mix a good amount of red, yellow ochre, and a bit of blue, and then we will add white. It's like we're mixing the three primary colors, right? Blue, red, and yellow to get a white, or when we want to use it for whites, that's what we do. We mix three primary colors. Now, and we add a lot of white. So I'm adding slowly white, and I'm not adding it to the whole mixture. I'm keeping a little bit of the darkish tone. And what I'm doing is I'm putting more white in part of it, just because I like to keep some mid-tones here, so I can see if I want to darken or highlight. Acrylic dries darker, so we're always kind of adjusting. Let's see if this color is, I'm gonna try it. That looks good to me. It's gonna get darker, so I'm going to put more white, because I know eventually when the paint is dry, it's going to go darker. So I don't want it to go darker than this. Yeah, okay. The amount of yellow is fine. It's not too much. And red is not strong in here, so it's a good mixture. Faces are not the same tones. They change because it's not flat. All right, let's start. Start with here, this part. I can darken, like the skin tone in certain areas if I need to, and highlight in other areas. So might need to highlight a little bit more around the nose, but not more than what we have right now. That's light enough. The canvas is primed with a wash of burnt umber. Some artists like to prime their canvases for portrait with burnt sienna. I like burnt umber. Now, underneath the nose, where you're looking at if you look at the reference, the nose is usually darker here at the bottom, but in this reference, the nose is actually lighter because the light is coming from this direction up. So let's see if it works. Let's do this. I'm going to keep a little bit of a line so I know where the nose is. The first layer is going to look messy. That's okay. As long as the shape is fine, is good. Overall shape. Now this is an AI kind of reference. So it's not a real model in there. I'm not sure who did this, who created this. I tried to find out. I couldn't find out the artist, who the artist is. All right, I'm darkening a little bit. So using a little bit of blue in the mid-tone color that I have here, and then putting this color right here. We're going to go over this, where the hair is going to be let's take a bit of blue in here. And we will darken a little bit more in certain areas. The tip of my brush, I'm adding a little bit more blue. I'm just spreading the darker color, which I will mix with the lighter tone that I have before. I'm going to mix them together. Blend them, I should say. Anytime you see that bluish tone in this reference, I'm assuming that the artist is trying to say this is where the shadow is. You know, so darker skin tone in there. All right, it's good. I'm going to take highlighted the lighter blue that I started with. I'm going to put a bit of this color on the nose, but not all over, not all the way down. As soon as it starts, the nose starts turning down in to here, it should be darker. I know in this reference it looks like it's lighter, but I think we should keep it darker. What happened?
I put the brush in my teeth.
Now here it turns in, and to show the nose, see here from this part and this part of the face, they're blending right there. So I can't see the nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part and push it in. The whitish, the lighter color. And here, this part should be darker. Again, I'm going to highlight again the nose. The trick right here is not to lose the shape of the nose. This is the tricky part. You know what? I am going to use a bit of brown, burnt umber, for the shadow areas because it's a warm brown. It's a warm color. I don't. I like the blue, but in this on this project, blue is a bit too much. The light is very strong here. I'm gonna darken. That's better. The nose is going to take about 3 hours. Let's take some of this burnt umber and put the nostril because it helps when you put the dark part. It helps seeing it. Once you see it properly, it's easier to paint it. Let's take some white. Trying to get the round part of the nose right here. No, we're getting there. The glasses hit the nose, right? On this side and this side. I'm looking at it right now. How's the rain? How's the weather where you are right now, Cindy? Where's Cindy? She's here, but you're muted.
That was so you didn't have to listen to the dogs barking. It's pretty.
It's okay.
Out there, it's starting to. I'm sure starting to freeze now.
Oh, good. Okay.
But that's not good because of the melting that was done, and I think the streets are going to end up being really very, very sleek and.
Oh, like Oh, like here yesterday. Wasn't it a bit...
Yeah, yesterday, yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Well, Gene must have closed his eyes in the TV room, because I was in here getting this stuff ready, and I said to him, well, the lights went out. What happened there? He said, no, they didn't.
Oh.
I said, yes, they did.
Oh.
I think he closed his eyes for a minute or two.
Yes. So he didn't notice.
Well, they did. They only flashed off for a moment or so.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean when it happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm highlighting a little bit here. Starting to, not only highlighting, it's actually trying to mix the color of the skin, because the first layer, it was a bit thin, not enough. So now I'm putting another layer.
The nose looks good.
The nose is okay, yes, it's getting there.
That's
it's fine.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, it's fine.
And the lips are good.
Yeah, once we start putting the lipstick and, working on that, it will look better. Yeah, it'll look better. Gonna get another brush for the nostril, because I'm losing the shape of the nostril because of I'm going over it to fix the nose. Usually you have a very thin transition between the dark of the nostril to the front, so there's no harsh line right here, right there. There's a soft transition of skin tone. Most of the time upper lip is not upper lip, actually the skin over the upper lip is lighter, because it's pushed up. But it's all depends on the lighting. It's a bit of a highlight right here, the bottom of the nose, right here. And I'm going to use Burnt Umber again, mixed with the skin tone, right here. For this part here, a little bit of highlight. You don't want to make the skin too thick right here, down here. It shouldn't be too thick, shouldn't look thick. This is a bit highlighted right here. Yeah, paint is drying very fast here right now. Soften this. And continue working on the skin tone. Do you want me to stop a bit? Take a break? No?
I'd like to whip this canvas out the window. I feel an awesome moment coming on when I might dawn on your doorstep tomorrow.
Oh my God. All right. Okay, let's take a break. But before we do that, I'm just going to put the ear because I have the color. Once I lose the color, I won't be able to do any of that.
That I'm sure will make it all better.
A bit of skin tone with a burnt umber. It will look much better once we put the rest of the stuff around her, like, you know, the glasses and the hat, and, you know, right now we're looking at the skin only.
And that was the issue.
Do you feel better now?
You sure?
I'm trying. All right, let's do that. One more layer for the ear. Ear, I will go darker with the, especially the inside, but with the burnt umber and the skin tone, and then I can highlight where it needs to be highlighted. So inside, let's go dark. And then we can start slowly adding some highlights. We don't want too much detail, just enough to make it look like an ear. That's all challenge. I'm challenging myself too. We have to pay attention to the shape of the ear. There's a variation of tonal values in here, strong, and you know, we have to keep in mind that to look at the light and dark in here, the values with the paint. Okay, a little bit of highlighted skin from the outside to shape the outside from here. A little bit here. You know, we didn't really think about what we're going to do. When I was looking at it as a reference to paint, I should have thought about the ear. But you know, it's a good exercise. Let's fix the skin tone a bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, on the face, because I know for sure once we put the rest of the stuff around, the hat and the colors and the jacket, we're not going to see a lot of that skin tone in here. Or, I mean, the face. We'll take, we're looking at it right now, it's just because it's the only thing we're seeing. Okay. Let's put a bit of highlight down where usually this part where there's the lip is, it's usually darker, a little bit darker. But in this case, I can see that the artists or whoever worked on this put a light color, and it looks fine. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I need a break. All right, so let's darken now a little bit the part between the glasses and the hat, upper part of the glass and the hat. And I'm just using skin tone with Burnt Umber. Just kind of adding this kind of dark part. Now I need to mix it with the skin tone, so it's not too dark. Acrylic dries harsher, like dries dark and harsh. Then it dries darker and harsher than oil. That is very yellow, I think. Looks yellow to me. Looks too yellow to me. Let's soften all this. We want dark, but we don't want it harsh. And again, of course, once I put, once I add the rim, work on the rim and the glasses, and it will be fine. Okay, I'm going to add more. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm mixing the dark color with the skin tone, wet skin tone, instead of, because it's drawing like a harsh color, the paint. But when it's mixed, when the dark is added to wet paint, it blends better, and blends easily. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So for today, we managed to do the face and the ear, and we'll continue next week.